So the poem that I'm going to read is called Through the Eyes of a Child. She slipped from her granddad's hand and into the yard of the house he was repairing. Through her eyes, the house was perfect. There were vines of pastel petals draped broadly over the house, soaking up the summer sun. They hugged the concrete steps, twirled about the banister, and found themselves snuggled between the slats of the antique shutters, blown here and there by a warm breeze from the south. The house was a treasure trove. Fallen black slate roof shingles hid in the bushes after storms, perfect for her and her doodly-minded friends to draw upon. The ivory exterior paint flaked in such a way that reminded her of her favorite toasted coconut cake her mom made for her birthday every year. She put a few flakes in her purple backpack. As she rose, she was startled by a hollow cracking from the interior of the house. She turned, but seeing nothing, picked up another paint flake. Her eyes caught a glint from the windows, and she stared at them with a look of contemplation. How those windows spiraled like spider webs between the window panes. She sat and counted the glass splinters between the panes until she counted as high as she could, then started back at 1. She did this until the windows became alive with blue and red flashing lights, blending with the golden setting sun. On her way out, she saw a huge yellow piece of paper tacked on the gate that sounded like mice laughing when she opened it. She stared at the black ink curves and dips on the bright yellow paper with fascination. She recognized a few shapes and pulled her black slate shingle from her backpack. Carefully, she traced the shapes she knew onto the slate with a white stone. She would ask her mom because everyone knows that Mom knows everything. With her slate tucked into her purple backpack, mindful not to crush the flowers and paint flakes from previous visits, she walked home to the beat of her favorite song playing in her head. The white gate to her house was open, but it had been a windy day, so she thought nothing of it. She reached into her purple backpack for the slate to show her mother. When she entered her house, her mom's corn chowder sat on the stove, burning. She sensed a disturbance in the house, as an oracle detects disturbed spirits. On tiptoes, she called softly to her mother. Whatever was plaguing the house, she did not want to arouse it. Her mother slumped in, followed by her father, both grasping at the door frame. Both of them were crying, both of them. Her heart wilted at the sight, and her mind darkened with storm clouds of possible images that could cause her parents, the two strongest people she knew, to cry. They said there was a crash, not cars, but in an old house down the street. Granddad was trying to fix it when the roof collapsed. They said it was that creepy, dirty white house choked in vines. She stared at her mother with washed out eyes. Sorry. Surely her mom doesn't mean that coconut flaked spiral windowed house that glowed from the lights. The slate fell from her hand, fell slowly to the hardwood, and her meticulously drawn shape spelled a word now cracked in half from the impact of the fall. Condemned. So that's how my granddad died. Thank you.